Hi everyone, Christina here. This is a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be showing you how I'm storing my Simon Says Stamp ink pads. I've had to move them into a drawer so they're showing with their sides facing up, and I wasn't able to see the ink pad color names or get an idea of what the ink colors looked like, so I decided to make some labels that go on the sides of the ink pads. So I'm going to show you how I created these labels, and in fact you can download them for free over at my blog. I've also included a blank template so that you can type in whatever ink pad names you want. So you could use this for a variety of different brands, not just Simon Says Stamp. The ones that are already filled out and ready to go, those are the Simon Says Stamp ink pad color names, but of course you can fill them in with whatever colors you'd like. So what I did was I printed out the PDF on some Neenah Solar White cardstock. That's because I wanted it to be the same kind of cardstock that I would be using on my projects. And then I'm going to be cutting these out. You'll notice that there's a really thin gray line down the side. That's to be used as a guide for where you line up your stamp when you're stamping the color. So when it comes to cropping them out, you're going to connect the crop marks over on the sides horizontally, and then also connect the crop marks vertically. And as you cut it out with your ruler and a craft knife, you'll be able to cut out all of these little tiny strips in the perfect size to fit on your ink pads. So I'm just very lightly using my craft knife just to cut this out, very, very lightly. I'm also making sure I'm not cutting all the way to the edge of the cardstock. I'm only cutting from one crop mark to the other. So I'm just going to cut out 3 strips on camera here. If I was going to be doing all of my ink pads, I would go ahead and cut all the way down to the very bottom. I also wanted to mention that the Simon Says Stamp ink pad label PDF only has the ink has 60 colors. It does not have white or black. So you'll have to cut those separately. So after I did my horizontal cuts, I did my vertical cuts, and I started in the center, and you'll see that it cut out those little strips, and then I'm going to cut down on each side, and that's going to free those little tiny labels, and then I can start stamping on them. So I'm just going to cut this out, and then I will have all 6 labels to show you guys. I've decided to just show you 3 just so it's a little bit quicker, but you would definitely be able to do this with the rest of your ink pad labels as well. So I've chosen out apricot or apricot, however you want to say it, lipstick red, and Audrey blue. I'm going to be using the Swatches stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and I've used this a ton, and the stamp has turned completely black. It's completely stained, but I always make sure to clean it really well as I'm stamping, and then I don't have any weird colors coming through. The stamp cleaner that I'm using is from Hero Arts. It is the Ultra Clean Stamp Cleaner, and I also use a scrubber pad from Hero Arts to help clean the stamp. So this is the Clear Design scrubber pad from Hero Arts, and I just take that cleaner and I spray it on one side, and that's where I'll rub my stamp, and then I'll dry it off on the other side. So I do that in between all of the different colors. So I'm going to start out with apricot, and that's because I always want to start it with the lightest color possible, just to eliminate any possibility of color staining or things like that. This stamp cleaner does really, really well, but just to make it a little bit easier on myself, I like to start with the lightest colors first. So I always do a test stamp off to the side just to make sure that that stamp is nice and inked up. And then I'll go ahead and stamp it directly down onto this label. And I'll line up that edge of the stamp with the gray line. And that's just so I always have a really good size of ink, there. So I ran it over my scrubber pad, and then I always just kind of tap it off because my scrubber pad can get a little dirty. So I like to just rub it off a little bit. So now I'm moving on to Audrey blue. So I've, excuse me, so I've inked up that stamp, and I'll just stamp that down onto the label. Super fast and easy, and I'll set that aside until I'm done with my third one here, which is lipstick red. So I have all 3 colors stamped, and now I need to put adhesive on the back of them so I could put them on to my ink pads. So I'm using the Xyron Create a Sticker machine, and I'm going to run this through, and it will put adhesive 100% covering the back of this cardstock. So if you wanted to skip this adhesive step, you could probably just print out that PDF on label paper, like full sheet label paper, and then stamp it from there. You would just have to be sure to not peel off those colors or peel off the backing until after you'd stamped. And then you'd also just have to realize that those colors might not look the same as when you use them on your project. So just be aware of that. So I just ran that through the Xyron and I peeled off the front, and now I can peel off these little labels and they act like stickers, and I can just put them directly onto the side of my ink pad. So I've been really loving this storage solution. You can see that the color dries back a little bit there. I've been loving this storage solution. I've had it for a couple weeks now. The one thing I will do is I'll probably put some non-slip cabinet liner or drawer liner beneath these ink pads, just because as I remove one, they kind of slide around a little bit. So I might change that up a little bit. So those are my ink pad labels. I hope you guys enjoyed. Head over to my blog for the free downloads for those ink pad labels, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks again for watching today's video. On screen are my 3 most recent videos, including last month's mail call and also some DIY foiled planner cards that I created last week. So you can click on any of those on screen right now and it will take you directly to those videos. If you are on a mobile device like a phone or a tablet, the links for these videos are included in the video description below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.